Hi everyone. Hi everyone. So this is Shahid Muhammad Khan and I am making this video on the fourth sprint of the subject Architecture of Real-Time Systems SC456. So let me start by showing you the last step actually because we have to wait for 8 minutes otherwise. So as you can see in our last step, we were required to show the animation uh, and the thing is like after 8 minutes, every 50 seconds, we have to print out this command, this debug line, whenever we are going through the system time, right? So, and let me now start with the beginning, which is step one. So in the step one, what we did is like started working on the game Sprite Game Proxy and Sprite Game Proxy Manager, which is basically a proxy pattern to make a small copy of the not copy like small pointer to the big fat game sprite. So in the first step, what we did is loaded the uh, textures, and what we did is like added the textures and use the proxy to create all to basically render the sprites. After that, what we did, and in the end, like we also refactored it to the game objects, in which we are using game object and game object node manager, so that they also contain the update function, and that is how all the data about the movement of the object is also stored there. And I also referred the birds one in from the class examples. And then regarding the UML, as you can see here, I have used the proxy pattern here, and we are extending it from the sprite base. And then after that, we are extending the sprite game proxy to a game object, and on that we have from that we have all these aliens and birds and stuff like that, which is and the game object node manager is pointing to the game object node, which is pointing to a game object, and these are the game objects derived from the abstract class. So this object game node points to one of these game objects, and we also have the null object. Then after that, I started working on the timer system, and basically I refactored this to I have all the timer event and timer event manager, added them, and then added some functions that were required to refactor and make it working with the node manager. And then after that, I added sample command and then repeat command. So, and then also for the animation, uh, sprite, this was previously sprite animation, but this is basically an extension of command class. So, I refactored it into animation command, and this one has an execute function which adds itself back, but it also at the same time it swaps the image. So that is the difference. It is similar to adding itself in the repeat command, but the only difference is the image is swapped. And that is how the command pattern is running. And let me also show you the early out in action. So basically when we are iterating over the events in our event manager, timer event manager, we will compare the current time, system time with the trigger time. And if it is higher, we will come out of this loop, and that is how basically we are early outing. And we are also moving to the next node and erasing the previous one, which is basically deleting using the remove function of the D-Link manager. And then we also worked on the sprite animation, which is basically working with this animation command extensions and using them to create a sprite animation. And which basically this is the sprite animation, and herein we are using these images. We could also refactor it to use game objects instead of basic sprites, and then those objects can you know animate on their own. After that, we add it to the event manager, and we also add some 5 sample commands, and then we dump the event manager. So as you can see, we can uh, see them in order. Let me show you. Starting from sample command 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then these animation commands. And you can see the late commands as well. And let me show you the application running. So as you can see, the animation is working fine. The time is basically how it was given in the PDF. The squids have 0.5 time, 0.5 seconds of delta time, and then 0.5 and then 1 second for the octopus, which is this one. As you can see, it is slower. And yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.